Hi, friends. Welcome back to Dentistry's Growing with Grace. And today I got a question from one of my favorite clients. I'm going to take my time to answer and give you all of the guidance that you need when it comes to hiring a marketing director and insourcing some of your marketing, such as social media management and maybe event planning, things of that nature. So the first step is that you need to define the goals and objectives for this position. You shouldn't even write your job post until you've defined what you want this person to accomplish. And you need to make sure that this person has the skill set to do what you're asking them to do. So, for instance, if you want this person to post 5 videos a week on your social media pages and 10 flat images a week that are brand building that contribute to your search engine optimization, then you need to provide them with a brand guide. You need to tell them a little bit about what they can and cannot say in dentistry. And you also need to make sure that they have appropriate time to accomplish these goals. One of the biggest mistakes I see here is people getting upset that their marketing manager isn't accomplishing their goals, but their goals are not truly attainable. So, for instance, an unattainable or unmeasurable goal would be, we want to have 8,000 followers next week. And right now we have 10. Or we want to have 100 next week. And right now we have 10. Because your marketing manager can't actually control how many people click to follow, but your marketing manager can control their output. They can control how many posts they create. They can control how many hashtags they use. They can control how hard they work, but they can't control if it gets picked up, if it goes viral, and if it gets that traction, especially if they don't have any ad spend behind the marketing materials. So make sure when you're setting goals for this person that they are quantitative goals and that they have to do with output, not what's coming back to you. When it comes to branding and social media marketing, you have to think about it like this. Everything I put out will eventually have some value coming back to me. So right now I'm creating this video. I don't know who's going to see it. I don't know if it's going to help you. If it does, give me a comment, give me a like, give me a share, something. But that's how it is when you do content marketing. You're pushing content, and you don't know exactly what's going to come back or when it's going to come back, but it does come back to you. So you're playing the long game, and you need to make sure that you measure things in efforts, in output, but not just based on what's coming back. Now, when you're running a lead generation campaign, you can absolutely have expectations for how many patients are going to come in from this particular budget and method. But when it comes to social media marketing, content creation, it is all about push your message out, help people, bring value, and over time, they're going to want to choose you because they know you're the expert in your space. Okay, so have realistic expectations and outline those expectations in the form of quantity, and then identify the skill set required for that particular role. So if you want them to record video and edit it, they have to be able to show you that they can record video and edit it. Next, you're going to craft the job description to be very specific, including a title. Don't pick some creative, fun, ridiculous title, because people aren't going to search ridiculous titles. They're going to search things like marketing assistant, marketing manager, whatever it may be, but don't come up with like some extraordinary title that no one's ever heard of. I made that mistake before, and it was harder to hire for that role. After you have the title, you're going to outline the responsibilities and the structure of the role. People do need some structure. So even if it's a flexible job and you're saying you can work 5 to 10 hours a week, clock in when you're here working on it, clock out, we'll pay you hourly. They still need to know what days are best to, let's say, come into the office and get video content with the team. Maybe you have this big case that you're doing the day that they plan to come in, and it's not really as effective for them to be there that day. So plan it accordingly and create structure and think ahead as to what could go wrong with this particular role. In your job description, you're also going to talk about qualifications, experience. The person that you hire should not just have a TikTok page. Like, they should have some content. They should have some background in creating content for TikTok if that's really your goal, that you're wanting to grow a TikTok following. Look for specific soft skills and personality traits. You're going to want to look to hire someone that's outgoing, but also gets along with people. You're going to look for someone who can help other people get comfortable on camera, because that's tough. And if everyone is comfortable around this person, they're more likely to engage and open up and be a part of things. Of course, you're going to need to think about compensation, if you offer any benefits. You can give a range. You can evaluate what the person has to offer and what's fair based on what they offer. You could also give this job to someone you already have on your team that could use more hours and is very, very interested in learning these things. You just have to make sure they have the right training and experience to get it done, because they might say, oh yeah, I really want to learn that. I love that. That looks fun. And then every single day they're too busy to do it and it doesn't get done. If you're in that situation, you need to hold that person accountable with a weekly or monthly report that they're providing to you, showing that they've hit their minimum daily or weekly input for the role. You could also use an external recruiting company. I don't think for this role that you need that. I think you could post a job on Indeed and have hundreds of applicants, or dozens, depending on how much money you put into the ad. You could also post it on social media groups and in professional networks. There's so much you could do here. Excuse me. Screening and interviewing. In the initial interview, there's a few questions I like to ask. My favorite interview question is it better done on time? Is it better good and on time, or perfect and late? And that's going to tell you a lot about a person. I'm not going to give you the right answer, but if you want the right answer, send me a message or a comment below and I'll tell you the right answer. Conducting phone or video interviews. I like video interviews. I get so much more out of seeing someone's nonverbal communication on a video. I can see if they're engaged. I can see if they're excited. I can see if they're not loving something. You can't get any of that on a phone call. I would hold off on an in-person interview until I got through the first, handful of rounds. You want to make sure this person's going to be a cultural fit. You want to make sure they're coachable. Even if they come in and they have the highest level of expertise in this area, but they want to do it their way, it's not going to be a fit for you, because you need them to represent your brand your way. So if you give them feedback on something that didn't quite reflect you properly, or you didn't feel like it was really the brand, they need to thank you for that feedback and apply it. You don't want to be adjusting who you are and your intended identity for this part-time, maybe even temporary employee. So make sure you're the leader. Make sure you get someone who's coachable, who understands the importance of representing you properly, and who has very clear expectations in terms of quantity and quality of content. And look, if you're hiring someone outside for this role and you really want to do it right, the person should have a nice camera. That person should have editing equipment. They should know how to put together longer form content and make it really high end, especially if you're paying them, enough to make that worth their while. So make sure you look for those skills. You don't just want someone who can create kitschy TikTok videos. You might be that high-end practice that wants to put out educational material and webinars and really establish yourself as the expert in your field. And that goes well beyond dancing TikTok videos. Okay, so before you hire anyone, I want you to think about, how do I want to be known in the community? And if that's fun and relatable, then follow the trends all day long. But if that's expert dental care, if that is personalized attention to each patient, if that is next level dentistry, then you should be really pre-planning your content, working as a team to produce it, and you should be getting it out on a regular basis. All right. You need key performance indicators, you need targets, and you just need very, very clear expectations for this person. I hope this is helpful to you. If you like my content, like it, share it, comment, anything. I appreciate you. Please follow Identity Dental Marketing on YouTube for more great content, and have a great day.